everyone, my name is Caitlin Costello and I am the YA author of the fantasy book The Rituals. And we are in November. If you're watching this and you have made it through the first week end, not sure when this week I'll be posting it, but for at least the first week of Nanowrimo, so congratulations if you're participating. If you have not started participating yet, you still have plenty of time to jump in, so you totally should. So today I am going to be talking to you and bringing you the Nanowrimo tag, at least the 2018 version. I know I've done another version a couple years ago when I did a Camp Nanowrimo one. I think that was just a flat Camp Nano one. I'm not sure, but I'll link it somewhere around for you to go over and watch. So like I was saying, I'm going to be going through the Nanowrimo tag with you, and I don't think I said what it was, but Nanowrimo stands for National Novel Writing Month. And that's where a writer, or any general human who can be a writer, writes 1,667 words a day for 30 days, which equals 50,000 words at the end of the month, which is a good starting point for a novel and a good cross-genre spot to be at. Obviously it changes from genre to genre, but whatever, 50k is still a really good amount of a book. So we're gonna go through these questions. It shouldn't take too long, but I hope you will learn something about me and about my writing style if you are new here. And if you are, you should hit the little subscribe button and the bell so you know when I post. I post 1 to 2 times a week. I don't really have a schedule. I do try. The schedule changes about every month though. So, let's get into this. Question number 1. How many times have you participated in Nano and how many times have you won? My account on Nano, it says this year, is 8 years old. And I believe I participated really 7 times. I know I participated once that first year when I signed up, but I only did 3,000 words because I really didn't know what I was doing. And the story that I was trying to go into it with was naturally a short story. I still have not gotten that story any higher than, I think, 27k. So it really wasn't a story that I was ready at the time to work on. And it was my very first year being a writer, so I wasn't ready to do anything that length. The only year besides that, I don't really count that year, that I've officially lost was 2016? No, 2015. That was my sophomore year of college. Are you a pantser or a plotter? So a pantser or a plotter is a question that deals with your writing style. So a pantser is someone that writes by the seat of their pants, and they don't really go into their story fully knowing everything. Maybe they don't know anything at all, or they have a general idea of a concept but don't have a real plot basis lined up and written out or anything. And a plotter is what you would think it is. It's someone who has that idea and has it plotted out and has bullet points and that sort of thing. I fall somewhere in between. I call myself a plotster. So I do still very much write by the seat of my pants, but I do have a very general outline. The entirety of the outline for my novel for this year is 1 page, and it's just highlighting the plot points that I had started that I need to finish, and then I'm adding to it as ideas come to me, and I know that it's something I do want to try to do. So I had a character Friday night that came into being that I was not expecting to be a character in the series at all, and then the chance came and I was like, they had no idea. It wasn't the characters were this character is here. She is here. She has a presence. I was like, okay, I guess we're putting her in, so I guess we have another plot line. So I added that to my outline so that I knew that she existed. But generally I go into a very open-ended, and that leads to some consistency issues that I have to go back and resolve later, but I haven't had any real issues with it. so far. No one has said anything, at least, with my writing. I've had a couple people correct very minor things, but it's only been once. What are the titles of the projects that you've attempted / completed for past nanos? Oh boy. Let's pull up the website. I'm really bad at titling things, so for a lot of them, I have a very vague title. Like, I'm pretty sure the first year I did it, because I didn't know what that story was called, I just called it The Beast, because that was the general idea of that one. Oh, I don't want to be in my messages. Thank you. Okay, so my novels. So my first one that I won in 2012, which is the first year that I really competed, was a sci-fi series book, which I want to go back and rewrite, which will be a series, and I called it a very dramatic name. It was The Gamer's Nightmare, and it was 2 characters got sucked into a video game. But it was more like a arcade game mashed up with like a real life, not a real life game, but like a console game mashed up with an arcade game. I'm definitely going to make it in VR when I rewrite it though. Oh, 2013 was the year that I blocked out. 2013 I had a book, another sci-fi book that I called The Invaders, and it pretty much was Independence Day, but it didn't go well. Everyone died. And I hated that book. And after December 1st, 2013, I never opened that file again. 2014 was a good year. 2014, I've actually got a Create Space copy here, which I hope to someday release into the world. I think it would be fun. This is just my really crappy pixelated cover that I made for it. 2014 I wrote Silver Mana. This was my freshman year of college. This was the fastest year I won Nano. I actually won Nano a week early, and so I took off like 4 days, and then I went and wrote the last 6,000 pages, or 6,000 words, not 6,000 pages, 6,000 words in the last 2 days. So I do have intent to publish this at some point. I don't think it's at a point where it's ready yet, but I might send it out to beta readers and get it out. I would like to get it out. I think it's good. It's not a genre I'm ever going to really write in again. It's kind of a historical mystery romance book. But yeah, if you'd be interested in reading it, let me know and I can send you the files. I haven't touched them in like 2 years, so I don't really know how crappy they are right now. But if you're interested, send me a message. Maybe I'll let you read it. My books. These are all my new. I look like I'm being really flaunty with my stack of books. These are all proofs. I also have a couple more other places around my shelf because I just had so many proofs that I got to order. 2015, I didn't give it a name. It was just called Work in Progress, but that one was a historical twist. One of my friends wrote 52 prompts on a deck of cards and told me to write a story based off of it. And I had a really fun idea with it where the Rockefellers were not what everybody thought they were, and there was a spy and art history. It was really complicated and I did not have enough planning going into it. And then 2016 was where I wrote what is now Rebellion / The Rituals. I've talked about this in prior videos, but if you're new, The Rituals is, like I said, is my throwing things. The Rituals is my debut novel. I wrote The Rituals over my high school career and the last 2 years of Nanowrimo. And the second book, which is now called Rebellion / Ritual's Rebellion was originally all going to be one giant book, and then I realized I wanted to split them up. Well, they were split up, and then I combined them, and then I split them up. And I took plots or chapters from Rebellion and put them into the first book. So I wrote the first half, which is now the first 39,000 words of Rebellion, in 2016. And then last year in 2017 I did the Rituals rewrite and really got into it after I pretty much finished my thesis to get ready to launch it this September. So that is my nano history. Sorry if that last bit with Rebellion was confusing. When I wrote it in 2016 I called it the Rituals Fatale because I really wanted to have a play on words. Neighbors! I really wanted to have a play on words of like femme fatale, but then I looked up the meanings of the words and it didn't quite go with what I was going for. So I changed it to Rebellion, which as I'm writing it makes now makes a lot more sense. Question. Oh, and then this year I am working on finishing the Rituals Rebellion, which I still have. I wrote 39,000, so I did a bit of editing, got me up to 40, and now I'm writing the last 50,000 for Nanowrimo, which will put me at around 90k. I think it's going to be a bit longer than that, but that is my current projection. What is one tip you'd give to someone else that is participating in Nano? A tip I would give someone is to look at your schedule and also look at yourself. Walking example. I don't have them over here. They're a couple feet away. The first day of Nano this year, I sprained my ankle. And I had to go to the hospital because we weren't sure if I sprained it or if I broke it. Luckily I sprained it, and it's not as bad as we thought it was. But I only wrote 150 words because I was sitting in the waiting room at the ER. And I didn't feel any pressure because I knew it wasn't something I expected. So give yourself those moments and go, it's okay. But also look at your schedule and go, okay, I know I'm going to be busy XYZ days. But on ABC days, I'm not as busy, so I can try to push it and write 2,000 words versus 1,600. Or I cannot write more than 500 words for this entire week. I can maybe get a couple sprints in and then front load some other days. And also look at yourself. So, like, how are you feeling? Like, yesterday I went and I edited a couple chapters, and that took most of my morning, and then I was just so drained. I wanted to keep going, but I mentally could not push myself through to write those words. I think I wrote 900 words, but I just couldn't get anything else out of me. And then I woke up this morning and I was like, okay, I solved the problem when I was sleeping. I fixed it. Let's go. Let's write. And I banged out 1,000 words really quickly. So just understand yourself and how it functions. And it might take a week or so for you to get to that point. But don't put so much pressure on yourself. Like, this is a self-run competition. Like, you don't win money at the end of it. You get a little participation certificate, and then you can go get yourself a t-shirt. And, like, there's other really good things that you can get from it, but none of it is worth it if you give yourself a mental breakdown. It's just not. What was the inspiration for this novel? Do you remember when the inspiration hit you? I mean, the inspiration for this novel is to finish the series. I think a better question for me would be, like, different bits of it have come to me at all these different times. I haven't gotten the end picture super clear. Like, I know what scene, or at least one part of the final scene for this book, but I can't tell you what the end of the series is. I know what I want the very last scene to be, but I don't know how to get there. That's the pantser in me. I really couldn't tell you. There's all these different moments where I go, ooh, that's really cool, and then I scribble it down on my phone, but I don't have any like, oh my god, I know the entire book, it's all in my head. It's all in there somewhere, but it's buried somewhere. If anyone's got a shovel, that'd be really helpful. Read the first sentence from your Nano novel from last year. Well, it's not quite the same as what it was at that point, but I guess I can. Honestly, the first sentence of my book really isn't that good if you're just basing it off of the first sentence. So I guess I'll read the first paragraph. Just because it gives a little bit more. I think it's a bit more interesting. It's really great to be describing my book that way. So chapter 1 is in Shauna's point of view, who is the main protagonist of the series. When she came in, I was standing in a sea of skirts and bodices. Some of the fabrics were thick linens, tightly woven fabrics, or soft shades of greens, blues, and browns that held their shapes when thrown over a chair back. Other dresses were made of slippery silk that drew the eye with their vibrant hues. Tetra, what do I wear? I asked as I waded through the sea of fabric, looking for a dress to wear to the ritual testing. What do you plan to do with your manuscript after Nano? I plan to publish it. You should be expecting the Rituals Rebellion in summer of 2019. My camera battery died, so we're going to switch to my phone real quick. I don't know how far along it cut out. So what I was saying is I've been having a lot of distractions. If you didn't know, Bake Off, which is the love of my life and the bane of my existence, released the first season, second season that wasn't available in the US, is now on Netflix. I watched 4 episodes last night. Yeah, I'm finding a lot of distractions, and I know there's going to be more distractions later this month, so in that regard I'm nervous, but I know the words are going to come to me when they need to. It's not going to be at the most convenient times in my life, but that's just how it is with my writing. Yeah, so I'm not super nervous going into it. I think I'm probably not as prepared as other people, but I'm as prepared as I need to be. And that's all that matters, really. I will become more prepared as we go. It'll help me prepare for book 3. I have no idea when I'm going to write that. But it'll make me more prepared for it. So, yeah. That was the last question of the tag, which is good, since now I'm filming on my phone, so I couldn't go back to it. My social media links will all be down below. You can find me on Twitter, which I'm really active on during the months of November, April, and July when I'm doing Nano. Any other month, you will find me out there once or twice a week. So this is the time. If you're on Twitter and you want to hit me up, now is the time, man. So you find me on Twitter, on Instagram. My watch is buzzing. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. I post on Facebook whenever I post on Instagram because they link. My website is CaitlinCostello.com, and I think that's it. That's not the one that I want, but this isn't the right cover, but it's the closest one. So the paperback, you can get an ebook, or you can get the hardback of the Rituals, all available at CaitlinCostello.com. Actually, ebook is only on Amazon. Lies. This one is for pre-order right now until November 15th, and then it will be available. It is $17.99 on Amazon. It should be on Barnes & Noble soon, which is so exciting. And it will be $20.99 for a signed copy. We'll try to get these out by Christmas. Depends on how shipping goes if you order it before Christmas. These are always available. I just ordered a run of 10. I know 3 have already been ordered, so I have 7 other copies right now that are available for your eyeballs. So if you want to order one of those, the link will be down below. I will also link my Nanowrimo down below if you want to be my friend. I like friends. You will get to see how I'm doing and yell at me if I'm behind. Do it. I need that. I need that kind of support in my life. Alright, friends, I'm gonna go. I'm actually delaying finishing up some writing for tonight by doing this, but I needed the lighting. Also, so America, daylight savings time. Can we talk about how, like, pitch black it is out right now? It is 6:05. It's so dark. I love it. I love winter. I absolutely love winter. Okay, I'm gonna go and get a snack because I had a really early dinner. I can't make a brownie right now. I want to make a brownie. If I finish my writing, then I get a brownie. Rewarding yourself. That's a tip. Do rewards. Okay, I gotta go. I love you. I will see you in the next one, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye!